Are you trying to make Negan look big for the intro? Get over here so we can start.
Good evening, thank you for tuning in to the Grifford Show with your big movie review. We're going to be looking at the movie Downsizing, and due to a turn-based system we have here at the Grifford Show, I thankfully don't have to give you the synopsis of this film. That's on Josh.
Downsizing is the process in which you shrink yourself down to 4 inches tall in an attempt to save the planet. In this film we follow Paul Safranek and his wife Audrey, played by Matt Damon and Kristen Wiig, who decide to undergo the downsizing procedure in order to conserve the earth and live a wealthy lifestyle at the same time.
We're going to start off with the good bits, which unfortunately is going to be quite small.
Puns.
We've got them. Unfortunately, we were disappointed with this movie, but we're going to start off positively anyway. What bits did you enjoy?
I really enjoyed the concept of downsizing. Having this ability to shrink people down in order to give them a wealthy lifestyle and save the environment in the process, I thought it was really creative, and I really enjoyed the first half of this movie when they were setting up Paul's journey into Leisureland and just his day-to-day life now he's in that area. I just found it really interesting.
Yeah, it was a great, fantastic idea for a concept. Nobody's ever really done it before, which is what sort of grabbed me into wanting to see it. Really.
Yeah, and as well as that, the story as well has some really touching moments at times, and it does pose some bold statements about humankind, which I found really interesting and quite brave for this type of film to do. As well as that, the comedy was funny at times, but most of that came from Christoph Waltz.
Yeah, it's Christoph Waltz. I think he's fantastic in every role he does. Yeah, it's definitely, for someone who can't really seem to do accents, he's always got that thick German accent, he's one of the most versatile actors I know of.
He does provide the film's genuine laughs. Like, the only person in the film that made me laugh, like, for real, was him, and commend.
Yeah, he has this ability. He was making me laugh. He didn't even have to say anything. He's just fantastic with his facial expressions. He's just got that goofy smile which you just love and adore. I think as a result, when he was in a scene, they were the best scenes because all the other characters were better by bouncing off of him.
Yeah. As well as him, the only other person that provides a lot of comedy is Hong Chow. And I do apologise if I butchered the pronunciation of that, but yeah, she does provide a lot of comedy as well. While she's funny at times, the film does rely a little bit too much on her poor English, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, I thought for an actress I haven't really seen before, and this, forgive me if I'm wrong, this probably is her main, first time as a main character in a film.
Yeah, especially like a big budget, US movie.
I think she's taken it really well, and although some of her shortcomings, she ends up being quite a lovable character in it, really. Yeah, she's quite charming in her own special way.
Yeah, so overall it's a very light-hearted movie, and especially in the first act, like I mentioned with Paul adapting to his new surroundings, it really does a good job of immersing you into the world of Leisureland.
Yeah, and that's helped a lot by the aesthetics. It's clearly obvious that they're filming, life size. It's not all computer animation, but the way the set has been designed, it does feel like this manufactured, almost dollhouse-esque appearance. Even the upholstery looks like it's tiny, something you see in a dollhouse, and I thought that was just fantastic. It doesn't forget that it's in a small world. It keeps that continuity, which I thought was fantastic.
And plus, it's always funny seeing people walk in with humongous packets of crackers. Things in everyday life that are typically small, and then it's just funny comedy when you see them enlarged to enormous proportions. So.
Okay, so now we come to the bad bits. It's going to be a long one, unfortunately. So, I don't want to say what were the rubbish bits, but what were the rubbish bits?
Misleading trailer. A lot of films have been doing this as of late. They're either showing too much in the trailer, or they are showing us a completely different movie, and Downsizing is guilty of this. What they showed us in the trailer were a lot of comedic moments and a lot of comedic actors. Kristen Wiig was fairly, oftenly shown in the trailer, as well as Jason Sudeikis and even Neil Patrick Harris. These actors are in the film for like an accumulated screen time of about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it really made you think, like, it was a massive bait and switch. They sucked you in with the trailer thinking it could be a good comedy movie because of these comedy actors, and then they're barely in it, and I just feel like they were wasted.
Yeah, the trailer almost feels like the trailer was made before the film was finished, which sort of leads on to the next point of the film. Probably when they were writing it, it seemed like they didn't know what direction they wanted to go in. It's very much a movie of multiple parts, really.
Yeah.
Because it almost starts off as it could be a goofy comedy,
Yeah.
and then it sort of goes into a feel-good movie, and then all of a sudden into a potential end of the world situation.
Yeah.
Which just that's what sort of lost me, really.
It just felt a bit out of place, and as well as that, it's just too long. I think it clocks in at over 2 hours, and there's a lot of parts where you're just sitting there checking your watch, thinking, when can I leave? Because it's just not interesting.
It was like just over 2 hours, because I remember looking at my watch.
Yeah.
And it felt like 4 hours. That's how much it just dragged on and on. You're like literally in your chair, like, oh my god.
But as well as that, I mean, I was just a little bit annoyed. Like we mentioned it in the best bits, although she was a good bit, Hong Chow. Again, I probably ballsed up the pronunciation. But although she was very good at times, the film relied way too much on her broken English in a sense. I feel like they really played up to the fact that her English was poor. And yeah, like I said, it's just overdone. And it just wasn't funny after the first kind of time you hear it. It felt like she was just comic relief, really.
Yeah, it didn't help that she had a really annoying voice to boot as well. And it sort of just left you sitting there watching it thinking, is this actually racist or not? Because obviously they're using her inability to speak English properly as comic relief, which I don't know what the rules are on that nowadays.
And I was surprised that they gave a lot of screen time to her.
Yeah.
She's in it quite a lot, and how bad her English is in it does kind of come off as annoying at sometimes, and it just feels overdone.
Yeah, she has loads of moments where she actually has long speeches, and as a result of her pidgin English, you sort of don't really understand. Obviously that's the point, but you sort of lose the meaning of the speech because you kind of miss bits because you don't really get what she's saying.
Yeah, you can't understand what she's saying, and you don't know whether to laugh because obviously, as the film's going on, they're trying to elicit laughs out of us due to her accent. So when she's giving these heartfelt speeches, you're sitting there laughing when you really should be feeling something. Another annoying part was how easily they breezed past significant events in Paul's life. I mean, you've seen it in the trailer, so I won't be spoiling anything, but Kristen Wiig ends up leaving him because she doesn't want to go through with the procedure because she wants to stay with her family and friends. And I would be really annoyed if anyone did that to me. But they kind of just breezed past it with Paul, and I found that a little bit annoying.
Yeah, it's sort of, especially because there's lots of time periods, like time skips, and it goes, after that event it goes to 1 year later, and just before that time skip he's in a mansion, and then after a year he's in a flat, and there's absolutely no explanation as to why he moved.
Yeah. And as well as that, you say no explanation. There's a part in the movie when it goes into the second half, and I'll try and avoid spoilers as much as I can, but there is a community of poor people, okay? And it doesn't really explain why they're poor, because if you think about it, in order to downsize, you have to have at least 15 grand to go through with the procedure. And any money that you bring with you will obviously be increased due to how downsizing works. So for example, $100 equals to $1 million in downsizing money. So why are there still poor people? Because even if they had $10, that would still equal to a lot of money that would stop them from being poor. But the film doesn't really explain why there is such a large community of poor people.
Yeah, kind of going on to plot holes, I guess. Another thing that I feel that the movie could have improved on is You don't really see, after Kristen Wiig left him, Matt Damon, you don't really see like her life afterwards, and I feel that's like a really missed opportunity. You just stay in the it's leisure land, and you stick to this downsized world, and you don't see enough of the normal world, which I feel like you miss something there. It would have been great to see Kristen Wiig's character, to see how she dealt with life after leaving her husband, and she sort of does this horrible thing to him, and then she's gone for the rest of the film, along with lots of other characters that they established at the beginning. Is they sort of had these character building and of characters that didn't need to be built up because they ended up not being in the film for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, and they could have easily, because they showed it in the trailer once again, downsized people can still visit the outside world. So I don't know why there wasn't any sorts of scenes showing Matt Damon and Kristen Wiig talking now that Matt Damon's been downsized. So I feel like they missed out on some dramatic moments. Okay, so my score, I'm going to give it a 5.4 out of 10, and to be honest, an original idea doesn't always mean a great film, and I feel this heavily relates to Downsizing.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm going to give it a 4.5. It had potential to be such a good movie, and despite the little good in it, almost feel betrayed by the fact that the trailer was so misleading about it, really.
Stop doing that, trailer editors, please.
Blame you, Suicide Squad. Alright, so that was our review of Downsizing. It came out today. Are you going to watch it? Have you already seen it? Did you even enjoy it? If you did, please let us know what we missed. For a more in-depth review, check out the Chichester News website in the link in the description below.
And as always, don't forget to leave us a like, subscribe to the channel for more great movie content, and hit the bell notification so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. And also find us on social media, we're on there, and we like to chat about films. So, we'll see you in the next video.
This week's movie...
Pretty sure.
What positives did you have? Is it positive? Twice. Unfortunately, in fact, we would... I was about to start straight away, and then I just had it in my mind. You were smiling at the side.
So another the fact that they just breeze past significant events. The annoying part was
Another annoying part. Was words out.